It's issue 50. We made it of Common Comic Covers and Appreciation Podcast of Non-Key Comics. Andy, we did it. This is our 50th issue.
Yeah, it's if it was a comic book, we would be a double-sized issue.
There's so many things I want to say to make fun of ourselves right now, but I'm not going to.
We
Uh,
charge
uh,
50% more. Like
that's
double
right.
the
That's right. Hey, well, speaking of that, I don't know. Subscribe, like our show, follow us on Instagram. Thanks for joining. This is Comic Covers. Andy, I don't think we've ever shared. We started this idea really quick. I think it was 2 summers ago. You and your family were over visiting over here in Spokane,
yeah.
and you said something like, "Hey, we should do a podcast." And it was funny. The pump was already primed because I had been thinking it'd be really fun to do a podcast on like all the different things that like my family and we go to a lot of thrift stores and things like that. And when I proposed it to my family, it did not. They were not that
On board.
excited on board. And then like a month later, you were in town and you said, and I was like, "Yes,
Yeah.
let's do that." And then I don't know, it was like a couple short months later after that we
Yeah.
I don't really know
It was like
all the
November or something, I
yeah
think, when
yeah okay a
yeah.
few months later after that summer we actually got it going and did a couple trial issues, but now here we are with a pretty steady format at issue number 50. So
Yeah.
that's how it all started, and really cool. Thank you for those that are watching. Oh my gosh, I never thought that people would well, I don't know. I
Watch.
guess I always hoped people would at least enjoy this because we enjoy it and we enjoy talking about it and we enjoy talking about our common comic covers, our What's It Worth segment. We have a special segment, 50th issue of our top 5 comics in our collection, which was impossible. Anyway, and then we're going to look at the Hot 10 and then our inbox. But Andy, let's start us off. And it's not just our 50th, but it is the week of Halloween.
The
So
Halloween episode, yeah.
make sure, are you gonna just put in all the graphics later of the Halloween things coming across the confetti for the issue 50? Is that you're just gonna
Yeah.
insert that later?
Put on your 3D glasses, folks.
Yep.
This is gonna
Perfect.
be yeah. No, I think uh I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, our show is really like it's a show about our friendship eh, through comic books, kind of. And I was like,
Yes.
it's not really like so much a comic book show, but yeah, we talk about comic books, so and that's good. But
I think it gives us an excuse to buy comic books. Not that I
uh
needed that.
it's yeah, these are investments in
Yes, they
our
are. Yeah, yeah,
friendship. Yes, yeah.
yes, yes. All right, what do you got?
Okay, so I ended up getting Vampirella #1 this week, and I
The
thought it was a
real one?
the 1992, November 92, Adam Hughes cover.
Oh, oh, that's cool. With a
Yeah.
Dave Stevens poster inside.
Dave Stevens poster inside. No, Dave Stevens, it's a coupon to send away for it.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Are you gonna do that?
no, I'm gonna keep this whole. I ended up I don't know. It's like I think it's probably like a 9. It's a 9.4 at least book. There's a little like bend on the corner here that
Is that a Kurt
barely
Kurt
reads.
Busiek
Yeah,
writing?
Kurt Busiek
Oh,
stories.
that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Adam Hughes cover, Kurt Busiek stories,
Okay, so Adam
November
Hughes.
92.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And she's licking her bloody thumb. So, you know. Anyways, what's your common comic cover?
We're gonna keep it with the vampires,
Nice.
and this is Tomb of Dracula number 43. Berni Wrightson, 1976. Brief appearance
Cool.
of Blade in there. Marv Wolf and Gene Colan. I think I mentioned before their run on Tomb of Dracula is wonderful, but really cool cover. with
Yeah,
Dracula kind of busting out of the grave there,
that's
and
a pretty cool cover. Yeah. That is really cool. Yeah, I bought the digital copies of Tomb of Dracula, the first three volumes of it.
oh,
Um,
so good.
and I haven't started reading it yet though. But I'm like, oh, I'm looking forward to it. And
Nice job with some vampire covers for the common comic cover. And now, Andy, this is a
for
segment
the
we do. What's it worth? Where you're
oh
going to
yeah.
show me a book that sold recently, and I'm going to guess how much it sold for.
Yeah.
I've been really close, and I've been really off so far. So I'm, oh, for
Yeah.
crying out loud. Okay.
So it's a cheap book compared to some of the other ones we've had. But
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Okay, so last week I botched.
yeah, you were off by 19 million last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go 1.5 million.
1.5 million.
Yeah.
That's actually okay, that's not right. Viewers, put your guesses in now, and I'll reveal the answer at the end of the show. No, it sold for $540,000. So just a million off. But yeah. It's all right.
Well,
This is
it,
my favorite part of the episode where you just like are way off. Actually, I would have thought this was more expensive too.
yeah, what a 9.0.
Yeah,
I don't
great
know.
book.
You know when the nickel comes to the dime.
When the
Anyway,
nickel, yeah, yeah,
all right, so I'm a million off.
only a million off. Yeah, that's a great improvement over last week's
Yeah, it was what 19 million off.
19 million off. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
really
so
bad.
I'm getting better. All right, Andy, this is our special issue
Oh yeah.
50.
Hmm.
Um, our top 5 comic books in our collection. Now, I can't speak for you. I know we talked about it a little bit before today,
Yeah.
but for me, these are not like my 5 most valuable, my 5 most key. These are 5
Oh,
books that like mean something in my collection
okay.
in some way or another. So that's how I chose. Honestly, I could probably, I have a lot of comic books, but I could probably do a top 20 would have been really easy and comfortable. Top 5 was pretty
Hmm.
challenging.
Okay.
So that's how I did it. What was your filter when you were finding your
I
5?
mean, I, I, I filtered for like just what the most expensive was. I think.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
So I
Okay,
did
so starting at, oh, go ahead.
go. And then I filtered it by like um oldest to newest. So
Okay. Okay. Yep. Good. I like it.
and it,
I did mine top 5 as in like my number 5 to my number 1. So this is going to be
yeah.
good. We're
Oh,
totally different.
okay. Okay.
So let me see. Let's show us what's your number 5 and tell us a little bit about it.
You want my old well, no, I did mine by age.
Okay, what's your
Newest, oldest one or newest one? All right.
newest?
I'll turn them over. This is good. Incredible Hulk number
Oh,
5.
that's beautiful.
Yeah, I love this book. It's the fifth appearance of the Incredible Hulk,
This top
and
5 is going to be a true a true depiction of how you and I are very different in collecting comic
collecting.
books
Yeah. Oh,
in so
uh,
many ways.
so after our conversation was like, so we're showing our most expensive comic books. Okay, I was like, oh boy, but yeah,
it's,
I will.
it's funny. What I said and what you heard were 2 different things, but I like
Yes,
it.
yeah,
Which actually, that's weird. You talked about how this is really our friendship through comic books, which is so that is accurate. What you heard and what I said, 2
different.
different things.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Well, why don't you go? Why don't you go number? Why don't you just do all 5 of yours because the back and forth is going to be very weird. Or we
No,
can just
I really wanted to do the back and forth because that's going to be such a, like a
okay,
contrast. Let's do
okay. You're
your
ready. So my
yes.
number 5, my number 5, Ultimate Fantastic Four number 1. I mean,
same. It's same. No, tell me. I'm sorry. What? Why is that book mean something to you? now, now I look like a bad guy.
I don't think I can do it. I mean, you can have Hulk number 5, but these are getting harder to find in dollar bins.
They are getting harder to find the dollar bins. Yeah.
So sentimental value. I remember grabbing the first 6 of Ultimate Fantastic Four. It was when all the Ultimate series were coming out. I think Spider-Man had already been out. There was a few others, and then Ultimate Fantastic Four came out by Bendis and Miller, and I think who did the cover on this? Brian Hitch did the cover. I remember just reading them and loving them so much. Like they were just super light, super fun. It was cool that it was a new Fantastic Four, the Ultimate stuff. So it just kind of, it's one of those books that I just loved reading when I read it when it first came out. And so I love having it in my collection. It is not valuable. I mean, it's up there with Hulk 5, but I would say your Hulk 5 was a 5.0.
4.5.
So this has that beat.
Yeah. That's a much nicer shape. Yeah. I like it. It's good.
Okay. This is going well.
Okay, I'll do my number 4 now.
Yeah.
So this is my second youngest book.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Flash 105. I haven't shown any of my Flash comic books on our show. But I
is that
I really
the first
like
one?
the Flash,
right?
Didn't Flash it's the first of his own series. First of his own series. His first appearance in Mirror Master 2. It's a 2.5. This is the first big book I ever bought. And I still love those old Flash comic books. They're so fun. So
those are great.
Yeah. What's your
Well, okay, this is a little bit better. This is at least 1967. It's pretty beat up, but this is just one of my favorite covers of all time. This is Batman 194.
It's a cool cover.
And this copy is rough. I paid nothing for it. I actually bought this. I was at a conference, back in like 2009 or something around there. I was at a conference in San Francisco.
Okay.
And I found a comic book shop. And I remember I walked there and I bought like a bunch of Batman comic books that were just beat up, and then maybe a couple Flash books it was all really good price and beat up and fun. But just one of my favorite comics covers of all time. And I love Batman. This is a Murph Anderson, Carmen Infantino with a Gardner Fox story on the inside.
Yeah.
So great book. Super low grade. This is probably a 2.0, if that.
Yeah. No, it looks complete and
little
spots. That's good.
Book. Okay, well, beat that.
Okay. I will. Showcase presents number 8. So this is the second appearance of the Silver Age Flash. And it is
the sad part is these are my top 5 most expensive comic books I'm showing.
And it's the first appearance of Captain Cold, which was really exciting for me.
That's a great book. And what's your grade on that?
It is a 4.5.
That's a really cool cover.
Yeah, I love miniature.
Is that a Gil Kane?
Oh, it's
Infantino?
Yeah. Carmen Infantino and Frank Gaiola.
Yeah, okay. That's who did the Batman that I just showed you.
Yeah.
Gaiola. Frank Gaiola does the colors, I think.
Okay, so that was my third oldest comic book.
Okay, my next one. This is one of my first books. I think I've shared it before. This is G.I. Joe number 14. This is my original copy that I bought at the grocery store.
Oh, cool.
With my mom in the Dalles, Oregon. I think I had like 2 G.I. Joe books and a few others. I've read this particular book a million times. And this is the original copy. It's in decent condition for never being in a bag and board.
Mm, except for
This
now.
is, yeah, Larry Hama does it, 1983. It's actually the first appearance of Destro, so it
Destro,
is
yeah.
key. Yeah, it's a key
Yeah.
book. Fun, again, just again, sentimental. I've shared it before, but this is one of my very first books ever. It's important in my collection.
Yeah. That's cool. I
Yeah,
guess I did the books I did pick are like books that I truly
we'll do it again. We'll do another one, and I'll say something, and you'll mishear me, and uh, we'll do another top list, and you'll do
Yeah.
your version, and I'll do my version.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's a good idea. I
My
mean, I
my
do
next
love the books
my
I'm
next
showing.
my next
So,
two are back on a different level, so that'll be good.
okay. Okay, so this is my uh second penultimate oldest book. So this is
Oh
the
yeah,
Beyond number one. Um I yeah, it just has a lot of meaning to me. Um and I'm excited to try to collect most of the books in the run, if not all of them. But this is a
it's a
restored
great,
copy.
yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, I thought with it being Halloween, I mean, it probably isn't in the most expensive books running, but it's a really nice book. And I'm happy to have the restored copy instead of the 1.0. Much better. Uh, yeah. So,
Okay, good.
yeah.
Okay,
What is your second to last?
number two on my top five of books of meaning and value
Hmm.
to me. Green Lantern number 76. This is Denny
Nice.
O'Neil, Neil Adams. It's a key book. Um, this is one of the first like valuable key books that I bought. I bought it before my first kid was born.
I was
Um,
jealous that you got it. I
yeah, it was an eBay purchase back when eBay and Overstreet were still pretty similar, and I think
hmm.
I paid 30 for this book, maybe.
Oh wow. That's
Yeah, right
great.
around there. And I think this is our New Year's Eve grading that we did one time. So
Yes.
we gave it a 2.5.
I think it looks better than that from here, but
It's a 2.5.
okay.
But
Okay.
love this book. I have this whole run. This was one of the first big runs that I did. So that I have the main Green Lantern, Green Arrow run before they put it into the back of the Flash.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. That's cool.
So yeah. What do you got? What's your number one?
Okay, my number one for our
Ultimate
50th.
Fantastic Four number
So this came
one.
out in 1942.
Oh, there it is.
Prime
That's
does not pay number one or number
number one.
22, whichever.
But that's the
It's
first, right?
yeah, it's the first
Yeah.
one. And I'm super excited. I love collecting Golden Age crime books, and to get the first Golden Age crime book was really exciting. I did do a little research on these dudes here because of the Halloween. This guy here was a real bad guy. He's a Lepke Buckhalter, and he was head of a hit squad called Murder Incorporated during the 1930s.
Hmm.
And he went
Murder Inc.
Murder Inc. Yep,
Murder Inc.
yep. And he went to the electric chair and was killed. And then these two, I couldn't find this guy.
As most are that go
Yeah,
to the electric
mostly you
chair.
do die. Yeah. This guy I couldn't find because it was like Hollywood's Panther Man, and I'm like, I couldn't find anything on that because it was like all Black Panther results. But
Oh,
um
sure.
these brothers were Anthony and William Esposito. Um they had the nickname Mad Dog Killers because during their trial they were trying to plead insanity and they were barking like dogs.
Okay.
And so, but they they ended up killing Alfred uh Klossman for his payroll, which was $649. And then they like did like a run and gun chase through New York, in and out of cabs and department stores. The one of the brothers was shot in the leg. He fell down, played dead, and then murdered Officer Edward Maher and in June or July of 1942. So they were sent to the electric chair as well and were killed. Um, so this book came out in July of 1942, and this stuff happened in 1942. This is like current, like these bad dudes on the cover of
Does
this
it
magazine.
does it tell their story in the book?
Yeah, true
Okay.
crime cases. It talks about them in the book and in
Does it
here.
like is it like just narrative or is it in um
Oh,
um in drawing? And I can't think of the format right now because
yeah,
it's
because
late.
sometimes they just have the text stories. I assume, I don't know. I'd have to actually I can read this. I can just go online and read it. I hadn't thought about that. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
do that.
Okay.
But yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
That's
Anyways,
cool.
some bad dudes.
Yeah.
And are they glorifying them or are they being a
Uh,
warning? I don't know.
we need a comic code for that probably.
We do. We need a comic code for that. That's right.
Okay, my number one.
Your last one.
Yeah, yeah, you know this one. You know this one well. I don't know if I've shared this one. I've talked about it. This is Flash 110
Oh, nice. You can't
with
even see the beard from there,
one of
the
a
goatee.
kind. This is a one of a kind. He's got a goatee.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
was, I believe, Dave owned this book.
Dave A.
Dave A's book.
That's
But
cool.
I paid 25 cents for this book. This
Oh,
was in a quarter bin. Actually, it was in a dollar bin, but it was at half price books 20 years ago.
yeah.
Yeah, would have been about a little less than 20 years ago. But anyway, it was at a half price books dollar bin in the U District in Seattle. And it had a quarter sticker on it. It's beat up. Obviously, the Flash has a goatee, but this is the first appearance of Kid Flash. I
Yeah.
remember when I bought it, I
And the
saw
Weather
that.
Wizard.
Yeah, I think so.
No, yeah, it is. No.
I mean, maybe. So I love this book. I've almost sold it a few times, but it's one of those books where it won't sell great because no one wants that.
The goatee.
No one wants a Flash with a goatee.
I don't know.
Um,
I bet there's people in the comments that would buy it from you and they
well, it's not for sale.
oh.
Um, people in the comments.
People will comment, I'll buy it.
I'll buy it. I'll take it. 20,
Peter
25,
Jan or
no, 50 cents, double your money.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right.
But when I bought it, I just thought it was a 10-cent Flash comic book for a quarter. Why wouldn't I buy that? And then I didn't realize it was the first appearance of Kid Flash. Didn't matter. I still would have bought it.
Yeah.
I would have even paid $1,
That's
but I
good.
didn't have to. But again, a fun book, a really cool book, a book that,
Yeah.
yeah, I would have never bought it, but finding it in the wild in a dollar bin, that's crazy.
Yeah. Another book I
Um,
was super jealous that you got when you got it.
I know. I think I texted you when you were at work.
I was so yeah, I was like,
You were like,
what?
"What? I'm grinding away, and he's buying comic books." All
Uh-huh.
right, and that was fun. That was funny. And next is our hot 10. We're gonna look at the key collector hot 10 books of the week.
Yeah.
We're gonna pick one that we would take. I looked at
So
this. I think I looked at this the other day. There's actually a few books on here that I already have.
that you'd
Okay.
like.
Yeah, yeah. Or that I have already owned.
Oh, so first appearance of Bane. I don't
Yeah.
own it. Do you own that?
I don't.
Hmm.
I don't think that's the first appearance of Bane.
It is the first appearance of Bane. First appearance cover origin of Bane.
Cover and origin. I thought he was in a Batman. Okay, sorry.
Vengeance of Bane. Yeah. It's
Okay,
okay. Secret Wars Part 8.
that's been on there.
Yeah. Silver Surfer number
Oh,
one. It's cool.
I love that. It's not the first appearance, but
No.
beautiful book.
Yeah.
340 still on there.
Yeah, still a good book. Transformers number one. That's
Oh,
great.
cool. I have that book.
Yeah.
As do you. Nice job there. Okay, this one's on there still.
Yeah.
Okay, I took this one last week, I think.
Voltron
What?
number one.
Voltron number one? Why? How did that get on there?
I think they're like the idea that they're making a
Live
movie
action
came out.
project. Okay, that's
Yeah.
funny. That was a great cartoon.
And then the
Oh,
Null.
this was off. It's back.
It's back now, but it's not the number one.
Oh, first
Yeah,
appearance of Kingpin.
yeah, that's a great one. Oh, first John Stewart.
Yep,
That's cool.
that's in the run.
Oh, you're right. And you have
Yeah,
that?
yep, I have that.
Wow,
Yep.
great. That's a great one.
I know. I'm taking ASM 50. I have that Green Lantern 87. I love that book, but
Yeah.
I Kingpin's probably my most favorite villain. One of them. So I'm going
I'm
ASM 50.
I'm gonna drop the Venom book, I think.
Yeah, that's gone.
Just because, yeah. And I think if I was to get any book on here, I think it would be Secret Wars 8. I own it, I
Really?
think. Yeah,
Over
but I
Silver
love
Surfer?
the
I thought you were going to go Silver Surfer number one.
I think the that is a really great cover. But I think like if I didn't have any of these books, I would want to get Secret Wars 8 just because I was like the era I grew up in.
Yeah,
So like
beautiful. I
yeah.
like it. All right. Hey,
Yeah.
drop it in the comments which book you take in. And meanwhile, Andy, let's
Yeah.
go to the inbox.
Why we're wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am I have had a couple things arrive that I'm gonna show. Um First, I have
Oh, that's
Uncle
awesome.
Scrooge. This is Walt Disney. This is four color 386. So it's the first headline Uncle Scrooge headline in a comic book. That's really cool. Um I got it from Jared Stapleton on Instagram. He's a great seller, he's a cool guy. I hope I pronounced his last name correctly, but he's great. I really appreciate him. Every time he has a live sale, I make sure I'm trying to be on there as much as I can. Some of his books are a little too expensive for me just because they're really nice, but this was, it's got a big chunk out of here. Some things are loose, and I got it for well under $100. I was very happy to have that. So,
That's a
um,
beautiful book.
yeah, and it's from 1952. Excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze, maybe not. Um, Anyways, that was number one. Number two rolled in.
Oh,
Um, and this I'm very
yeah.
happy about.
Yeah.
Justice League of America number one.
Yeah.
It's restored at a 2.5 with it has like some small amount of color touch and a small amount of glue on the cover. And I think there's like a tear seal or something. I don't know. A little glue, but there's so many
Looks
bad
great.
looking copies of this book out there. And this one is beautiful. Like I don't know why it's a 2.5. I mean, there's a little chip out of here, there. But other and there's some I think there's probably some
Looks
signs
looks
spine
beautiful.
splitting,
I mean,
but it looks so
the
good.
colors look great. The yellow
Yeah.
chessboard, the red on the
Yeah.
various characters there. It looks beautiful.
I think